gets there. These generations have changed since the old one, when Mum and Dad, they got married and then they had children. They was married for 76 years before Dad passed, and Mum never looked at another person 13 years before Mum passed. And, you know, and when you think of it, if everybody was like that in life, well, that's the way we were brought up. And we used our marriage vows, you know. It's in sickness and health, and do as past, and you don't commit adultery. My children meant more to me than anything, you know. And it's like when 2005 I asked for the divorce, right? And you've got to be separated for 12 months before that'll happen. We'll be in prison, of course we were. And she said, "What, don't you love me anymore? And aren't you coming home?" You know, and I said, "No, because I don't want you on your own for 25 years like my poor sister did when she got the cancer and her husband drank himself to death. And she was only 32 and really pretty. She could have had anybody she wanted. She could have started up another life and had somebody that didn't drink and treat her like he did, and she could have been good any place, gone places and really enjoyed life, but she didn't. I referred that back to Tanya, and I didn't want Tanya to sit and hang around, motor around for 25 years, you know, so I said I loved her that much that I wanted to give her a divorce so she can move on.
What did she say? She wanted to have this divorce?
Well, that's when she said, "What, don't you love me anymore? Don't you want to come home?" And I said, "It's not that." I said, "I'm here for 25 years, that's what they told me. So 25 years is a long time, you know." And actually in that 21 years before I got parole, what's the name? Probably see it all better. Where that green is, that means that's deeper water. You know, the further out, deep water. I just didn't love her anymore. And because not seeing her and not coming in, you can't help that. You know, you just fall out of love. And I suppose it happens to a lot of people when they break up, like in divorces and stuff like that, you know, and will cheat on their wives and everything. Well, I done nothing like that. So it's really like my life was ruined all over one person, you know. And the police didn't believe me because I committed that crime. I can't explain what happened at that moment. It just happened, you know. And I just shot him, and it was like a hip shot, and I didn't aim for his head or nothing. That's just where it went. I'm here. You can ring Tanya and ask her, right, to tell her the truth. She'll tell you the truth, and my daughter will too. I'm here. You don't need me. And she'll tell you I never raised my voice and I never raised my hands to her once in 27 years. And,
talk about careful.
Yeah, because it's
pressure.
It's been upside down.
Yeah.
And most of these tubes, which I'll put that over the sink and I'll get my lid over there. I'm about to put that on. Put a bit of cold water. Wash that off first.
So I can actually, as far as I know you, it's not easy to make you angry.
No, I don't get angry because, all these certificates and everything I got from the
You're
prison.
not even swearing, you know.
I never swear. That's the way I was brought up. I do not swear, and you can ask anybody in this building, have they ever heard me swear? Anyway, even my fiancée, like, she swore, and I've tried to get her out of that. But in my lifetime, even my ex-missus, she'll tell you, I've never swore in my life in front of my children. I don't believe in it.
You're
I just
looking
wonder
for
what I've done with that
Yeah,
leg.
like, I'm just looking at this too. Look.
What did I do with that? It's a white leg, just like that.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't think I dropped it, did I? No.
No, oh, it's not in the sink? No. Ah, yes.
Right here. You use 2 teaspoons of the blue paint and probably a teaspoon of white. That's mixed to a perfect measurement, and then when you've mixed it, people say to you, how did you match that colour the same? It's because you keep that in your mind, and if you mix it exactly, it's going to stay the same.
When you paint, you told me that you're getting really relaxed. You're just completely immersed.
Yeah, well, to be able to do that, you've got to be able to concentrate and to know exactly what you want, and that concentration of doing something like that takes your mind off of everything. And of course, you're not thinking about different things, you're thinking about what you're going to do, and that makes it really to relax. And to create something, you know, I'm not an artist. I haven't been to school to do anything like that.
But I was just thinking, because you told me about your mother reaction to when she learned about your, you know, your crime, but you never said about your father.
My father has already passed.
So he didn't live long enough.
No, he didn't know. No. And I used to go to my mum and take mum and dad away for holidays when I get my holidays from work, and I was the only one in the family that done that, and they appreciated that. Used to have a lovely time, and out of 8 children, you know, I was the only one, and I used to go and see mum and dad all the time, and then to do this because I was in there for 21 years, I couldn't go out in sections to go and see my parents, you know, to explain to them. I made this myself. Admittedly, it's got old wash in it, but I made them with that pocket there, see? So I've got the name, and I made it so I could put my hand down through there.
Wow.
These are only sitting on here, paints I use, but when they're off of there, these containers here is what I mix up my paints, and these ones here, these oblong ones, is what I wash the brush in. And then these holes are for sitting the brushes in when I'm doing a painting. I've got all my different sizes brushes and my own design, and virtually they said at the prison, why don't you make each of them? They're ice cream cups. They are, and they'll come out, only pushed in there. So I drilled them out and sanded them till they fitted in there, perfect. And that's your 12 colours. What's the name? But it's like, if you look at that, see how I've got the trees going away into the distance, and all these here, the closer you get in, the closer you get the sun. If the sun's coming this way, whatever side the light is, that's where you do your shading. So these big trees here is forming the shadow from the sun across the road. And when you drive, like this is up the lakes, up the steps at the Lake Highway, and that's the big blue gum tree, which we've got blue gum trees here. Forget about it now. I want to start my life over as fresh and don't want nothing to do with none of that. I don't know when, because of this operations is all I'm having, and my cancer and everything, I don't know how long I've got to live, and I don't care about anything. All I'm caring about is having that relationship with my daughter and that at this stage, because I want to have is what little life I've got left with it, rather than not have anything to do with my family and pass like an old wasty old apple that's fell off the tree and rotted, and you know, which it's no good for anybody.
No.
I want to have a relationship with my daughter, for I don't know how long I've got left. You know, no one knows from day to day. I wouldn't know what happens like when we die or where we go, but they say your spirit lives on, but when you think of all the knowledge that you take in your brain, how can you middle your body? It says in the Bible, we come from dust, we'll return to dust. And then when you think of our brains being so, there's people out there that's so brainy, why learn all that just to go back to dust? The spirit side of it, I don't know where that was, everybody said that come from, but if there is that such thing, is where does it go and why does it go? Because the amount of knowledge that we've taken in, what's the meaning of it for if we're just going to die and perish?
Did you have any kind of a psychological problems, like did you get really depressed or did you had any kind of side effects?
Well, I had to go to the forensic clinic in Campbell Street, number 199, and it cost me $1,100. I had to go there for 9 sessions through the prison, and I suppose it was to do with the courts. I had to pay for that out of my own pocket, and I heard that the forensic clinic is run by the police. So whatever you say to them, virtually they would only backfeed the others, whoever they spoke to, is what they wanted them to hear.
But what was the purpose of going to this forensic clinic?
Well, I was ordered to go there.
To what? To assess if you're sane?
Exactly. Yeah, to see whether
and what did they say? Did they say that you are sane or insane?
At that time, they don't tell you nothing. They wait to whoever they send the what's name to. In the meantime, you don't open your mouth. You've got to sit there like you're a piece of furniture. And
so there was a forensic psychologist. Making some interview with you.
Yeah.
Do you remember what was it?
And he was only 27. And in the meantime, I'm paying to have that session, and he was on the phone talking to his missus. Yeah, and I'm paying hundreds and hundreds of dollars, and I said to him, I said, excuse me, I said, I'm paying for this. I said, and you're speaking to your wife on my time. So, which I reckon was wrong. But what can you do? You've just got to put up with the way that they speak to you and the way they treat you.
So you never find out what was the result of this interview?
No, they don't tell you. That's their side of it. They send it to whoever they send it to, and then they have a meeting and they tell you what they think, like a parole board or something like that.
By judging by your sentence, his assessment was that you are sane.
Yeah, he actually wrote on one of the lists that he reckons that I'm pretty well switched on.
What did you think you want to achieve there when you went
Well,
there?
there's not a matter of hoping. There is in one stage, as far as the getting out of the prison and creating a future for yourself, but the way that they run everything, it's like if they had their way, you'd be locked up, you'd die there. And that's their idea, it's not yours. Doesn't matter how behaved you are, and create and want to do things. That's like they reckon that certificate I got there from the prison, I was the only person virtually in years and years to get something like that. They don't know.
Which certificate is about the carpentry or?
No, about my behaviour to the officers and all that, and no one gets that. And I've got my forklift licence there, and I've got my degree in my cabinet and furniture making from TAFE from there, went out.
Did you show it all of those certificates to your daughter, Melissa?
Not at this stage because I've got them in my...
But does she know about all these achievements?
Oh, she's seen all those ones here.
What did she say?
Oh, she's rapt, she's proud, she wants them all. And she even took photos of some of my paintings here, and she took photos of my dealings with the Andrew Fisher, which is a racing car driver, V8 Super Utes, and some of my saints up there.
What kind of feelings you have about just not being present in your children's life?
No, you can't get angry. All you can think about is how they feel. What I was is upset because of the amount of years that I've been apart from my family and knowing how much my daughter loved me, you know, and you can't change that, and you can't get it back. You know, it's all you can do is look for the future. You know, and what you can do in the future is try and make it a little bit more pleasant for your family. There's a lot of things that people don't, you know, listen to. They only listen to one side of the story. Don't listen to what happened and what actually took place.
Maybe they don't care, you know.
No, a lot of people.
They're not listening because they don't care.
Because that's why you get people on the road today speeding and not using the law, and road rage. You know, it's because they're so angry and out of control. They think they own the road, but they've got to think that there is others on the road. You know, they're not the only ones, and others can have families in the car. And when you go stupid like that, just for no reason, so what would you put that down to? Mental?